Everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Who's sitting here?
Yeah, somebody always lowers. Who sits in these?
That's why I said the same. That. I don't see anybody else.
Something.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the regular public meeting of the Lower Gwinnett Township Board of Supervisors for today, Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. The Board of Supervisors did meet in executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss matters of potential litigation related to development, real estate related to the planned public works garage, and personnel matters. And open it up to public comment on questions or concerns or items that are not on the agenda. Seeing none, I turn it over to our solicitor.
Thank you. You can go on the record. This is a public hearing within the legislative authority of the Board of Supervisors to consider a proposed zoning ordinance amendment designated ordinance number 555, amending certain provisions of Chapter 1271 of the zoning code, which is the Lower Pike Overlay District, and Chapter 1295 of the zoning code, entitled Wireless Telecommunications Towers and Antennas. Many residents have noticed significant gaps in coverage, leading to drop calls or actually preventing calls from being made. Obviously, this is a concern where emergency services are required, and the township has been working with Rise Up, and I see Mr. Malloy from Rise Up is here, to remedy these issues. Staff has prepared a proposed ordinance, which is in your packet, and briefly it contains the following key provisions. It allows such facilities by right on township-owned or controlled properties. It allows cell towers on certain lots situated within 2,000 feet of the intersection of Norristown Road, Bethlehem Pike, and Sumneytown Pike when the applicant can demonstrate a need to close a gap in coverage. The ordinance limits towers to 150 feet in height. These facilities must be designed so as to blend in with existing surroundings to the extent feasible, and it prioritizes wherever possible co-location on existing towers. And I think it's also important to note that federal and state law impose limitations on the ability of a municipality to regulate cell towers. There are certain exhibits I'd like to mark for the record. Exhibit T1 is a memorandum from Jamie Warman, Assistant Township Manager, dated February 20, 2026. Exhibit T2 is the public notice of hearing. Exhibit T3 is the affidavit of publication from the reporter, indicating that notice was published February 9 and February 16, 2026. Exhibit T4 is the proposed ordinance. Exhibit T5 is the Montgomery County Planning Commission review letter dated February 20, 2026, in which the County Planning Commission indicated support for the proposed ordinance. And Exhibit T6 are the minutes of the Township Planning Commission meeting of February 18, 2026, where the Planning Commission recommended adoption of the proposed ordinance. Procedurally, I'm going to turn it over to the board for any commentary and questions of staff or otherwise with regard to the proposed ordinance. As I said, Mr. Malloy is here. If there are any questions of him, I'm sure he'll be happy to answer those. The board will then take public comment and questions. If anybody intends to ask a question or make a comment, there is a court reporter here, as you can see. So it's important that only one person speak at a time and you give your name and address prior to making your comments. At that point, we'll close the record to any further testimony or exhibits And at that time, if the board deems appropriate, there can be a vote to adopt the ordinance or to table the ordinance. So with that in mind, I'll turn it over to the board members for any questions.
Are there any questions from the board related to the proposed ordinance amendment? Anybody have any questions for Mr. Malloy from Rise Up? Well, I'm just going to make a comment that this was a long time coming, so I'm very happy to see this ordinance in front of us. I don't know if you want to close the record and open up to public comment or public comment first.
Public comment and questions first, if any.
Any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none.
Seeing none, we'll close the record then, the further testimony or exhibits, and I'll ask if there's a motion from the board.
So we have before us a presentation that our solicitors provided us on the entirety of the ordinance change and the ordinance amendment. We have a memorandum from our Assistant Township Manager, Joey Hearing Officer, Jamie Warman. Are there any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance amendment change 555, amending chapter 1295 wireless telecommunication towers, antennas, and overlay district in the zoning ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. You didn't want to do so on the record?
Months ago, I submitted a petitions committee. We moved in about 6 years ago and were bewildered about how bad the service coverage was. When I presented the petitions to the committee and to the board, said we are aware that there's a problem. Work on it, fix it, and I promise that. Past 3 months, you've had every obstacle thrown in front of you. Health and EPA and cancer concerns, and will the rabbits in Headland Park continue to? That was a legitimate question, and every step along the way, no one ever questioned whether there was a need, but there was a question about everything else. Nobody wanted it in their backyard. Michael, I remember you made a comment when someone objected to it. You said that I'm going to object. Unfortunately, we have to put it somewhere. We will find a place. You guys did. Worked hard for 3 years. I came to many, many meetings, none of which I wanted to come to, but I promised the people behind me that I would come. So I did. I want to publicly thank the board for their hard work, especially congratulate them for a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out and voicing everyone's opinion or thoughts as well. So we appreciate that. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you, sir.
Our people did want to have a Zoom meeting, but she wasn't able to make it because where she is, they don't have good telecommunications. Arctica. Promise.
Thank you, sir.
Michael,
Thank you.
I'm glad you could present a problem to us
Welcome
that we
to
could
stay
actually
if you
solve.
want.
Well, it just took us 3 years to solve it, but we did solve it.
Slow, oh my gosh.
Slow.
We
but-
could write a
Everything
book on
moves
this one,
slow.
but I'm glad we
Did
could
you
actually
say
make it.
it's not done yet?
That's what I was.
Yeah, it's not done.
Thank you all. Next on our agenda, we have the authorization to advertise a bid for a Welsh Road traffic signal upgrades. However, due to some questions outstanding from our traffic engineer, I'm going to make a motion to table this item. Are there any questions from the board?
No.
Any questions from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to table the authorization to advertise a bid for the Welsh Road traffic signal upgrades. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have the consideration of authorization to purchase short-term disability insurance from Standard Insurance Company included in our board packet is a memorandum for our review. And it kind of outlines, and it's from our finance director as well as our township manager, outlining the insurance purchase that we currently have. That is paid, well, that was through 2023, that was paid. Yeah, we were self-insured. Hold on. We were self-insured. And that it was very infrequently used. And that the recommendation, I think, in 2024 was made for us to continue to be, for us to be self-insured. However, in the budget for 2026, the amount of monies that were put aside is $87,223. Is that accurate?
We didn't budget for it because we're self-insured. So it's sort of we're on a pay-as-you-go. This would be the cost for the policy. So that's what I'm asking, that
So, okay.
we be able to, but we didn't budget for this, but it's just come up. We have a couple of employees who need it. There's just been a lot of work that's been involved with it. So in retrospect, we think it would have been better to have just continued
Exactly.
with the policy. So we need essentially a budget amendment as well as, and because of that, the authorization to purchase the policy.
Okay, I read that in 2026 budget A7-223 is included across the 8 departments. That's not,
That's how we will divide it
okay,
across it. So right now we have long-term and disability insurance across, it's divided among all the departments where staff salaries are allocated. So we'll put it in those accounts and just divide it proportionally the same way the other existing insurance policies. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear about that.
okay. No, I understand. I understood that we were self-insured, and this is basically for us to actually purchase this insurance and to move forward. And it is authorization to purchase the short-term disability insurance from Standard Insurance Company. Included in the board packet is a proposal. Are there any questions from the board related to the proposal?
No question.
Any questions from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the purchase of short-term disability insurance from Standard Insurance Company. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Included in our board packet is an invoice report for February 24th, 2026. Are there any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the invoice report for February 24th, 2026. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion does carry. Next up is the consideration of the approval of our minutes for the February 10th, 2026 meeting. Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes? Are there any questions or concerns related to the minutes?
No.
Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for the February 10th, 2026 meeting. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Next up, considered in our board packet. I don't think we did have a few liaison reports. Are there any questions related to the liaison reports? From the board? Seeing none. Any questions from the public from the liaison reports? Seeing none, staff updates. Anybody have an update they want to share?
Some stuff that happened over the weekend.
It snowed again. More importantly, we got salt. We got salt Friday. We got salt yesterday. We got
Yes.
salt today.
Congratulations, Fred.
Still didn't get our full order, but we have. A good
have
amount
enough.
now. Yes.
Nice.
Soon we'll have enough to,
Snow a little more.
yeah, soon we'll have enough to return what we borrowed, but getting close.
Good.
Thank you, guys. Oh, I know that we talk about it each time, but you guys did an awesome job of handling it. I think the weather and the sun positioning helped us a little bit too. But you did a beautiful job. Any additional staff updates? Anybody else? Seeing none. Supervisor comments. Go ahead, Andrea.
I have nothing to add.
There it is. Janine? Jimmy?
Just again, thank you, Public Works. You guys work like crazy and just the demands seem like nonstop this winter. you guys, you guys are great, Fred. Just really thank them. Words can't put into how much we all appreciate it. We talk about it all the time when, you guys aren't around. We are very thankful and grateful for you and your guys. So thank you.
Persky?
We've gotten so much snow, Fred, that we thank you every weekend, every week. And we're gonna have to stop doing that. So I gotta have an end to the snow, man.
Yeah.
No, thank you. You guys are really, we're sleeping, you guys are plowing. Can't ask for more than that. Thank you.
I will admit, when they came down my street, I was cheering them on out my upstairs window, but it was late at night. But we do truly appreciate all of the hard work. It's a hard job. It's a physically draining job. And we greatly appreciate it. With that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Congratulations, you guys.